welcome everyone here to the Smash Sport Show right here on Smash FM here on a lockdown Monday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go up to our friends up in Queensland and speak with a team that are absolutely on fire at the moment. They are currently sitting pretty in second position on the ladder with a big game coming up this weekend against the top of the table Lions. And we've got two very special guests joining us now from the Moreton Bay United Women's Premier League team. Thanks both for joining us.
You're welcome. Great to be on.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
No worries. Well, get both of you to introduce yourselves and tell us a bit about the season so far.
So my name's Jess Dillon. So I'm the captain of Moreton Bay. The season so far, so we started off with a fresh bunch of girls. So Dave brought us all in from all walks of life, from the QAS to the Queensland Academy of Sport, and we've all come together and he's, created this masterpiece of a team, I guess. I don't know, we started from scratch really. But yeah, we're all coming together really well and learning each week and progressing each week, which is really good. So yeah, it's a good team to be in and amongst. It's a good vibe.
Yep, I'm Dave. I'm the coach. Very flattering, Jess. Jess was obviously one of the key signings for the club, and I'm sure pretty much attracted some of the other players to the group. It's an exciting new project at the club with promotion relegation coming in the season. So it's been a intense 20 weeks, but thoroughly enjoyable. And I think we're starting to see the fruits of all our hard work right now.
Now, at the moment, sitting nicely in second position on the ladder at this stage of the season. I think we're about halfway through the year so far. Am I correct?
Yeah, it's a bit of a random one because after the 17th round, the competition splits. So the top 8 stay up, which has to include QAS. And then the bottom 9 fight it out for that winning position to get in the NPLW the following season. So it's a bit of a random old year, but it's about halfway through the actual season. But I guess everyone's priority right now is that round 17 benchmark.
So considering, as Jess mentioned, started pretty much from scratch, are you surprised the way you are sitting in second position, even though watching all the games that's been on live stream? I'm not surprised where you are on the ladder at all. But are you surprised the way it has all revolved?
I honestly didn't know what was in store for the season at all. Like, it's so unpredictable. Each game, honestly, have no idea. Like, we could be versing a bottom half team and they could come out on top. Like, it's, so unpredictable, but I'm so proud of how what we're doing at the moment, which is, what we're aiming to achieve is top 7. So.
Yeah, we've got our own success criteria for sure. We try not to look at tables too much and really worried about embedding, I guess, the philosophy of the club. And focusing on the playing style has been essential for us to continue to grow. And I think that's why we're going to continue to improve over the second half of the season. And part of my concern was actually that we weren't going to be playing good enough until later in the season to warrant being in the top 8. So hopefully we can continue with the performances and grow from there.
Let's talk a bit about last week's game. You take on Virginia United, I'm pretty sure, in that game, in a pretty high-scoring game. It was 5-3 at the end. Tell us a bit about that game, and I'm assuming there was not much defence in that game.
Mate, that's the story of our season. We talked about it today. We've scored 50 goals and conceded 30, so 5-3 is the average, mate. So I'm going ball pretty quick here. Having said that, again, we're focused on a playing style, and that's the academy playing style, which is really positive and aggressive, and it does leave you exposed at times for teams to hurt us, but we're trying to embed a philosophy in the club and a playing style that overcomes any situation. And I think, as we said, as the playing style improves and we keep the ball better, we will probably concede less goals as well. It was an exciting game.
Yeah.
I'd prefer to not give away a penalty in the first 10 minutes, though.
I wasn't going to mention how many you've actually conceded for the year, but you just saved me from saying that. So,
You're welcome.
But let's talk a bit about this game in particular. You got the Lions coming up, who are on top of the ladder at the moment. Obviously, a chance to close that gap between yourselves and the Lions. How important is this game in regards to where you want to ultimately end up as you take on the bench setters for the year?
Well, I guess it is the team to beat. Like, they are the benchmark. So they are just so good at what they do, and they've worked well at doing it. So I think they've played together for 2-3 seasons, and they've brought in players here and there. But what Rob does really well is just the basics, and they just perform it so well. So if we can match them or hold them out for however long, or potentially win, we honestly have no idea. But yeah, our aim is obviously to win. So fingers crossed we do.
Yeah, I agree. In terms of our season, not at all. Again, it's our playing style that wants to improve. I think we're trying to embed a club philosophy, and that's going to take a long period of time to get over the line. And that's building trust across the club that the ladies and girls in the club can be treated as players and put into the right environments in training to be challenged as an individual. So that takes time across the club. And so in terms of the game, we'd love a point, especially 3. But at the same time, if we can push a team like that, who've really set, as Jess said, the benchmark in the competition, and hopefully that's the minimum standard moving forward across all clubs, that everyone can play and conduct themselves in that manner, then yeah, we're well on the way. We're looking forward to testing ourselves.
Tell us a bit about the team, and I guess tell us a couple of players in the team we should watch out for, other than your captain over there.
All right, I'll do this one then. Oh, look, it's difficult because it's such a young group. I think we've got some players who are really exciting in the years ahead. Obviously, Sian Freer is tearing it up. And the scary thing is she hasn't even really got out of second gear with us. It's insane what she can do with the ball. And I'm excited for seeing her hopefully in a World Cup in a year or two. So hopefully they're getting a look in, and the streaming really helps with that. I was disappointed to lose Lainey Freer, her sister, who was absolutely ripping it up before she did her ACL, but hopefully she can rehab and be ready, and again be another player pushing for that 23 World Cup. I believe those twins are exceptional players and have unlimited potential. They just need their bit of luck and continue the hard work that's got them there. I think younger ones, probably looking at Georgia Thompson and Lainey McDougall, and Sam Bambling. Sam's a special one because she started in the game so late, and you know, she's 19 this year, and she's scored, I think, in almost every game. She might have not scored in one, but averaging over a goal a game in her first real season as a striker is exceptional. So she's another one with unlimited potential. Hopefully she's our Sam. The Matildas have their Sam, and we've got ours, and hopefully Sam can push on as well. But there's so many young players in the group, and that's Jess included, who have really performed well, and hopefully they get opportunities to push beyond this level again.
Now, you mentioned about that injury. It was devastating when I heard that news as well. How long do you think you're going to get it? Do you think you're going to get it back this year?
No, it's a full 12-month recovery. Best case scenario. She's had surgery, thankfully. That was really seamless, and she's in great hands with the movement team, which is our physio staff and support staff that we worked with previously at the Royal. They're exceptional at what they do, and I know they'll be helping Lainey achieve her goals in the future, but right now it's just slow going and incredibly frustrating for the kid. We just really feel for her because,
she started off so well.
Yeah, and I've coached the twins at the Royal when we won the grand final that year, and that was 2 years ago. And when they're on the park together, they go to another level. So it's it's exciting. Hopefully they can get on the park together early next year together.
I agree with that. And Jess, for you, how special is it to be a captain of this really young team?
Well, I think it's a privilege. Like, playing all my senior football, I've always been the youngest in the team, and growing up, like, looking up to the older players who are captains. So for me to be the captain now, it's like kind of an honor, and all the girls are super nice, super friendly. Like, everyone gets along with everyone. So yeah, I guess I'm just proud to be a part of this team and this group of girls.
How did both of you get involved in the World Game, and why did you choose it?
So I probably started playing when I was 4, and my mum was playing at like university and stuff. So she just chucked me in, was like, yeah, just pretty much just go play. So I started playing in Canberra with the boys, and since then I just haven't looked back. Like, it's literally my whole life nearly. So I just love it.
Yeah, I was pretty similar, very young. Played till 17, and then overtrained and didn't really see a pathway, so fell away from the game. But then went into my teaching degree and got into coaching so I could upskill quicker. So I was better prepared to be a PE teacher. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it, and then decided that I wanted to be more of a coach than a teacher. So yeah, changed career paths again, but still continued my coaching. So that's how I've ended up here. And yeah, I just want to say how excited I am to have Jess here. She's been a wonderful leader for the club. It's been brilliant.
Now, Jess, I have to ask, what position do you play on the field? And be very careful answering my second part of that question. If you had a preferred position where you'd like to convince Dave to put you, where would that be?
So the position I do play is like the 6'8", like so the holding midfielder role. The position I'd want to play would definitely be striker, because I'm always the one to just give the balls and go free, like do your thing. So, but I need to be like creative and back myself at shooting. So that's a work in progress as well. But I like the position I'm playing. So
Answer that one very well. Answer that one very well, Jess. Now, what would be both your world game highlights so far throughout both your football journey so far?
Oh, look, I think that time with the Raw Youth team was an amazing experience to see something grow from when Mel took over the Raw, and how close we were able to work together and really bring through a bunch of young, exciting players, which included, Indy Riley, Holly Palmer, Leah Davidson, Winnie Heatley, Jamila Rankin. It was an amazing 3.5 years of my life in that space, and just to get to work with some amazing people, and that included the coaching staff, who were very honest and very keen to challenge each other to be the best we can be. And I think it's taking those lessons away into all future roles. That's, I guess, my biggest highlight.
Personally, I would say when I was 16, 17, I got selected for the Australian under 17 girls. So yeah, going through all that process of like training with the W League teams, and yeah, just going to camps in Canberra, AIS, everything like that, and then going away for World Cup qualifying in China. So yeah, that was a pretty cool moment and something that I'll never forget.
Now, what does the sport of the world game mean to both of you, especially being at Moreton Bay United?
Yeah, I'm the philosophical one. They're not into it at all. I think Johnny Warren had a really good quote at the front of the book by Les Murray, Sheila's Wogs and Poofters. It's a great opening transcribe, and it pretty much describes football as the world game because it reflects life in so many ways. Best people don't always get the job. The hardest worker doesn't always get the rewards. That's the game, but there's always that underlying way of how you conduct yourself and how you approach things that never changes. And for me, that's what's beautiful about the game.
You pretty much said it. I'll go with your answer.
What he said.
Yeah, literally. Ended there. He's done well.
Now I have to ask Jess this question. Now, I'm assuming Moreton Bay is not the only club you play for in the Premier League. Am I correct?
Yeah, so I played for a few different clubs. I think my first senior club was Eastern Suburbs back when I was 17, 18. Just there for one season, then I went away and played somewhere else. But then I went to the Gap. So that was probably my first competitive proper like women's football, anything. But yeah, I pretty much grew up playing under Rob Askew, who's now coach of Lions. So I've been involved with him for a fair few seasons, I think 5. And then I ended up following him to Lions. So I've played for Lions as well for a bit last season. And now I'm here at Moreton Bay.
So the question I want to ask you then, Jess, based off that answer, is when you versed against those 3 teams, in particular you just mentioned, how good is it to hopefully beat them? Obviously, you got the chance to play the Lions in a couple of weeks, but how good is it and how strange is it to verse against your former teams?
I think it's a huge rivalry, like obviously myself, but it always seems to be like the best team in the league at the time. So just to come up against them, I don't know, it's just a nerve-wracking feeling. And obviously I want to win, we want to win. So, and it's always good when you win, you get like bragging rights. But yeah, there's always that competitiveness with it also, yeah.
Now, do either of you have any future ambitions in the sport of the world game?
Yeah, I want to see how far I can go with coaching. I think it's just getting an opportunity in the right environment. But we've got a really wonderful project here, and hopefully when that project ends, the club's in a different space. They've done some really good work with the Raw in terms of negotiating with Moreton Bay Council around a new facility. And I'm excited to see where that ends up. I think the beauty of this club is we've got all the resources we need in 2 or 3 years to produce world-class players who then need to go overseas. And if I can be involved in that and help create future Matildas, then, or, you know, future W League players, and that's a happy environment for me.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I would take up an opportunity if it arose. Like, I'm obviously still learning, like no one is ever perfect. So just to grow within the game would be unreal. But yeah, if the opportunity was there, I would for sure take it. Yeah.
Now, obviously, we know the Women's World Cup is coming to Australia very soon. In, I think, 2 years' time, I think it is now, 2023. I guess, have you seen any, like, I guess, girls get involved in the sport?
I think it's going to start as the hype starts to grow. I think the game has been growing over the last few years anyway, just with the extra media attention that the Matildas get, especially with the girls going overseas as well and playing the biggest leagues. I think we're getting more media coverage around the women's game. So I think it's organically growing, but I'd expect as qualifiers start happening for the World Cup and you start seeing exciting players come out of the woodwork, I think that's when the hype will grow, and I'd expect an explosion in 2023 of female participation in the game, and we really need it.
Yeah, there's just more opportunity these days and more pathways for females to grow within the sport. So that's really beneficial.
Now, let's finish up with a couple of lighthearted questions about the team. Now, I know that I'm assuming there won't be many considering for the fact that you're flying in second position on the ladder at the moment. But is there any embarrassing moments by anyone on the field this season, and what was it?
Oh, I got one. Against City, we had a very passionate player make sure everyone knew who scored the first goal.
Yeah.
It was the first goal, right? Yeah, because we celebrated the wrong player, and we were also told that the referee was made well aware that I scored the goal.
And she's super quiet, doesn't make a peep, and in the change room, super straight face and just let everyone hear it. Like, it's my goal, I scored it.
Yeah.
So it took you off guard.
Totally, it's the best half time ever. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty funny.
I'm gonna watch that City game and see that one myself. So
yeah.
I missed it. I might have missed it when I watched it. So I'm gonna watch that back now to see that one. Now, any comedians?
Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah, unintentional comedian.
She's just a strange character.
Yeah, and we love her for it. It's amazing. You just need those characters around a group, and yeah, she fits the mold perfectly for the group. It's brilliant. Charlie McLennan, all
she
the
just
way.
doesn't even try to be funny. It's
Nah,
just her.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Any good singers or dancers we should know about?
I don't really know about dancers. I know Sam Bambling has a good voice.
Yeah, right.
Right. And she's the one that normally plays the tunes in the change rooms as well. Okay. So you'll hear her sometimes.
I'm in bed after 10 o'clock, mate. So there's no way I'm seeing what's happening on dance floors. I'm too old for that. But I'm sure they all tear it up.
Yes. Now, considering it's such a young team, I'm assuming most of them are into their TikToks. So I have to ask, is any of them into their TikToks? And for you, Dave, as a coach, do you try to restrict them into their TikToks at all?
What's TikTok? That was a joke. That was a joke.
At least you know about it.
No, we've got agreed upon standards, so phones aren't allowed in the change room. So I am a grumpy old fart, am I?
Doesn't know that we watch TikTok all the time.
Yeah.
So.
As soon as I'm out the door, I'm sure they're all out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Any TikTokers?
There's a few, like I definitely obsessed with TikTok. I would say it's at least a few hours of a day I would watch TikTok, I reckon. I know. I just can't put it down. And I know a few of the other girls are, because you can see it sharing it on their social media and stuff. So they're definitely amongst it. The more you know.
Absolutely. Yeah. I just got on Instagram, so I'm stoked. That's where I'm at.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
Do you have a pre-game superstition or ritual?
Like this is like my day. Like I wake up and I have to have Zarrapas. I don't know why. I just have to have like an ice mocha and a chicken cheese and avo like ciabatta roll. Like if I don't have it, like I can't play. I just need it.
Okay.
And then other than that, I just have to put my left boot on before my right, and then that's it.
Yep.
Weird, I know, but we'll move past it.
Yeah, and thank you, Zarrapas, for coming up and supporting Moreton Bay in the future, I guess.
We're here for you. Link up.
Yeah, that's no, for me, I'm working on actually just hopping out of the car and walking out and saying hello to everyone. I'm usually the pack horse who's got crap everywhere and trying to bring it all in at once. So I'm trying to improve my game day routines, and that's just actually hopping out of the car and saying hello and then going and grabbing all my crap.
Yeah. And we'll finish off with a two-part question. The first one is, what would be your advice to people out there that should get involved down there at Moreton Bay United?
If you want to be the best version of you, this is the place to be, so come on down.
It's a very inclusive club. They do everything for females as well as males. So definitely come down.
Yeah, we coach players here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the final part of that question, obviously I can see your lovely sponsors and that sponsor board behind you. I guess how important your sponsors have been this year, considering obviously last year was a pretty tough year with COVID and all that, and a bit of a disrupted season. How important your sponsors have been this year to come back on board after last year?
Oh, definitely. I think everyone around the club for coming back. We're not the wealthiest club. We rely on creating great environments to develop players, and we need that support to run the programs that we need to run and attract the players that we need to attract to then develop and move on to the next level. So it's essential that we have those sponsors, and in the future, hopefully we can get bigger sponsors, because it's just going to create a better environment. We don't need shiny things, but we need the right things to make this environment as successful as it can be.
Mm. Well, both of you, thank you so much for getting up your time to join us. Fantastic to see the Moreton Bay United doing pretty well at the moment. Sitting second on the ladder. Obviously, you got a big clash this Friday against the Lions for the top of the table clash, and let's hope you can keep rolling on that amazing run you're at the moment. And let's hope we can see this team deep into the finals a bit later on the season.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having us on.
Yeah, thank you.
It's awesome. Take care.
No worries. And that's Dave and Jess there, joins from the Moreton Bay United Women's Premier League team. Of course, you want to get down there to watch them play against the Lions and support them on against the defending champs. We'll put all the details up on their game, which is this Friday. Of course, so we'll put all the details up on our social media and how you can go about going down there and supporting them. There's more on the Smashboard Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.